I'm sitting in Sacred Soul Writing, my weekly writing group, and feeling the relief from not only this past weekend's women's retreat, but from the whole trajectory of my sacred life. How blessed I am. My feet are pressed upon the wooden floor underneath my desk. I can feel each toe gripping Mama Earth. My feet have been so happy being dirty, clean, wet, and dry, touching and feeling the interplay of belonging with Mama Gaia. It's summer. It's now August. It was Lunasa this past weekend, and Friday I participated in a traditional temazcal with a group of women. We covered the lodge in heavy blankets and drummed to the Great Mother and sacred elements, fire, water, earth, and air. We released our blessings with an offering of sacred tobacco to the fire that was heating the stones for the lodge, the great womb, those who are our ancestors. We entered into the darkness and gathered closely around the center pit, where the stones would be brought in by the firekeeper. Together we weaved the most beautiful, safe space. We chanted songs of devotion, released and purified our holy bodies, and reconnected our consciousness to the fabric of life, to the primal pulse, to universal love. I'm home now, yet I'm still sitting and walking in ceremony with my ancestors, elders, teachers, brothers, and sisters of all creations. My body is touching and gripping our Earth Mother with my flesh and bones. I'm breathing with the Mother. I'm breathing with the Father. I'm drinking mugwort tea from an Amanita ceramic mug. I'm eating vegetables from the garden, sage before me and mugwort behind me, the flower of life in the center. I'm in soul writing ceremony with a very dear friend. I am so very blessed. I am bathed and dripping with gratitude. I walk the beauty way. I walk in mystery. She spent time each day in the forest, whispering secrets to the canopy of trees and seeds. She made fairy villages out of pine cones, acorns, sticks, and weeds. She had a swing in her bedroom, thanks to her mother, who allowed unconventional wild things and never lost her young childhood imagination. She rarely walked. Instead, she twirled, skipped, jumped, ran, and danced her way through life. She felt the animals outside her home were also her family and sympathized with their stories. She grieved with them and loved them dearly. Especially the deer who men killed with their arrows and bullets. She lost her solitude and friendship and attempted to fit in and stand out. She lied to be accepted. She felt awkward and ugly whenever she became self-conscious. She was looking for her place of belonging, but she abandoned a lot of herself. She was brave and daring, and underneath, scared out of her bones, she was a deep feeler. She grew fast and got ahead of herself. She was responsible for herself and children while still being an adolescent herself. She loved children and the innocence, connection, and the love she shared with them. She fumbled her way through doing the best she could. She was stronger, braver, and more accomplished and skilled than she ever knew herself to be. She didn't give herself the credit she deserved. She didn't give up. She persevered. She raised herself and 4 children, a few others along the way. She put herself through universities, obtaining her associates, bachelor's, and master's in social work. She studied endlessly and became a lover of lifelong learning. She sat with her elders in ceremonies and learned their ways. She was a devoted student and engaged participant. Slowly and deliberately finding her way, she made her way. She blessed her birds from her nest and watched as they fumbled and flew, each finding their unique way. She stopped holding on to everyone's cords and released in gratitude, reverence, and trust. She grieved the loss and illuminated the shadows. She continued to learn. She taught numerous people and grew into a wise mentor. She sits, walks, breathes, and lives in ceremony, completely devoted. She died and rebirthed herself too numerous times to name, sometimes several times in one day. She drinks from the holy well. She still grieves. She celebrates and rejoices too. She is happily, truly happily, not programmed make-believe fantasy, but truly and harmoniously awe-inspiring married to the love of her life, who she met in junior high. She is a grandmother. She is a transformational teacher. She is home. She is the life of me. Nicole, Lynn. The fields are speckled with our ancestors. The fields are covered in golden light. I can't tell the difference between the goldenrod, fireflies, dragonflies, war paint and eyes, and twinkling stars that descend and blend into the landscape. The night effortlessly churns into day, and work has blossomed into play. The wheel churns from midsummer to the first harvest, stretching the summer sun while simultaneously knowing the days are getting shorter and autumn is around the corner. I stand in the center of this great turning like a sacred flower of life mandala, beside my beloved great auntie, Queen Anne's lace. bestowed upon my wakeful eyes as I see the mystery in every moment. Anywhere I turn, I am met and greeted by the ceaseless unfolding of marvelous manifestations. Summer is not over, but our parting is being prepared for and savored. My darling honey sugar pie sweetie, I am wrapped in your warm glow and melting in your sweet nectar, slowly taking sips of your illuminating elixir and dipping my body in the river of your delight. May I never forget this summer, the first since my mother's death, and the first of our shared renewed connection as eternal soul travelers. It's nice to once in a while stop and notice the rich magic of our lives, to extract the enchantment that lurks within our very existence. Today I made an iced tea from hibiscus flower petals, red raspberry leaves, and rose petals. It turned a delightful cranberry pink color. I served it over ice to my clients that came in for their soul sessions. I hold soul sessions. Did you know that about me? Have I stopped to drink from my own choices and creations? Am I paying attention and relishing in fascination and appreciation for my creations? How much of the magic slips through the cracks of my devotion and attention? In 2022, I met a woman that went by the name of Gypsy. She held a weekly online writing group she called Feral Writing. Due to life circumstances, the writing group stopped meeting, so I continued with my soul writing, which I had been doing for years. For 2 years now, me and another woman have been meeting for at least 2 hours every week for soul writing. This is magic. We each create and cultivate magic.
There's a pathway to what's given. I am learning how to listen. Inside my heart a little while. From you comes the honey of my soul. Tender to the tendrils, blooming, color, taste, and longing for you. Kiss the petals of my reach. Our minds send us farther than our legs can carry us. But you're fly, precious cave. Don't forget there is unknown inside you. Don't turn away from yourself by being like somebody else. You are tired, crashing over and call of the mountains in the darkest tunnels are where your light comes from. So take it slow.
We make elixirs out of the magical world from our choices. We create through our devotion, imagination, and desires. What wasn't there that you magically made appear? The hibiscus and rose flowers existed, and so did the red raspberries. I didn't create them. However, I made an iced tea for myself and to share that wasn't there. A client this morning brought me 2 bouquets of sunflowers she grew in her flower garden. Magic. Look around your room and notice what wasn't there, but now is, because you chose it. Magic. I look around at the rooms I've decorated inside my home. Truthfully, I've decorated both deliberately and haphazardly, meaning some things I brought in by consciously choosing, and other things I've allowed to stay reluctantly by not removing.
So it's not fully developed.
Still my choice. I look at the magical mess of belongings. It's a mess, but it's my magical mess. I shake loose the imposed perfectionism and tidy or proper planning. I have a lot of structure, maybe too much, and perhaps not enough ridiculousness. Zinnia decided to pop into soul writing with her light-hearted and playful spirit. I imagine what my home would look like and feel like with more colorful ridiculousness and silliness sprinkled around like magical fairy sparkles and flower petal blessings. I have a witch's hat hanging up from the ceiling. She has collected a lot of dust and needs a proper cleaning, but I love her. I kept up 3 giant paper snowflakes I made last winter because I think they're beautiful and they bring me joy. I made them by myself while grieving the death of my mother. What absurdity do I love and adore? My 20-year-old daughter bought herself a grandmother teddy bear in a wool petticoat and flower hat from the thrift store. And she said she cried when she held her, knowing she needed to bring her home, and felt like this bear was somehow a soul bear and held a piece of her spirit. I brought a giant stuffed blue dragon with me to a woman's retreat to sleep with while I solo camped. In my office, I have a dresser filled, overflowing really, with tarot and oracle decks. On top of it are crystals and flower essences. My face-to-face clients get flower essences after their sessions if they choose. Did you know I created a mushroom medicine oracle deck? Unique and the only one of its kind. Something that is there that wasn't there before I made it. That now lives inside people's homes and touches their hearts and hands daily. Have I stopped to appreciate that I created this inspiring, magical, and playful deck of cards? Magic can slip through our fingers if we aren't careful with our attention. Careful. Full of care with our attention. May we notice even more and care for things even more, realizing the magic of our world and the magic of our choices exists. Time of Expansion by Nicole, Lynn. Saturday was the Aquarius full moon. I spent it in Massachusetts at a retreat center at an Ayla, Nereo, and James Bird concert, full of devotional presence, worship, prayer, and ecstatic celebration. I am leaning into change, extraordinary and magical change, an alchemical relationship between spirit and matter. I am embodying ever more the divine and magical vessel I am here to bring heavenly and otherworldly remembrance back to Gaia and its inhabitants. The winds of spirit have summoned my soul to come rejoice and play in the sparkling light of creation. No longer waiting for a blessing or permission to create my heart's desires, but wait, there is more. More to discover and explore through the uniqueness that is me. No longer hiding within the sidelines and staying safely at the shore, but marveling at the infinite possibilities that are bestowed to me by the great wide open ocean of pretending and imagining a far more playful world. This is the time of expansion. A Dream of Emergence, The Alchemy of Humanity by Nicole, Lynn. What would I paint if I wanted to see the world through the lens of impossibility? Who would I be meeting with to have a delightful chat and cup of tea? How would my morning be spent if I woke to wonder and fantastical play? These eyes that can see while shut and blind would show me unfathomable creation, thereby dismantling beliefs and repatterning what's here, available and possible in my cells. These ears that hear the ancestors share. Listen, there is more that is available and possible when we open the channels within the holy alchemy of our bodies, more than ever explored. Anywhere you can go in the outer worlds, you must travel inwards to discover and awaken the dormant forces that reside inside. Here, the magical queendom and kingdom doors will open, revealing the secrets of ancient reclamation. And the star that is you will shine as you take her rightful place among the lights of the universe. This is a dream of emergence, the alchemy of humanity.
Look at him. He's going down.